As we just said, we like to end these days with our live A&R feedback session. It's a great way to sit and listen to your music and give you guys some constructive feedback. It's kind of what the Toolroom Academy is all about, you know, helping and supporting. And we spend a lot of time doing A&R feedback on students' music. Particularly, you know, most days myself and Calum are probably listening to anything from 20 to 40 tracks a day, every single day, and giving feedback. So just to give you a bit of an insight, I know a lot of you know who I am at Toolroom. I've been at Toolroom for 20 years. I've been in the music industry now over 25 years, predominantly at Toolroom Records. Spent a long time as label manager and A&R. And now at the Academy, I'm kind of head of A&R in that respective as a tutor, giving feedback to people on their music. Calum Lawrence, he is a very, very exciting new artist as well as an A&R at the Toolroom Academy. Alias is Kefi, someone who's actually come through the Toolroom Academy in past years and has really shone as an artist and someone with a great ear for A&R and helping and nurturing talent. He spends a lot of time with our students, listening to demos and giving them his time and his feedback on their music. So he's a great person to be joining me today. We're going to have a lot of fun listening to your music. And this is just about constructive stuff. I mean, we might be diving in and saying, oh, think about this, think about that, change this, change that. But obviously there is so much positives and creativity going on here in this music. We want to try and get through everyone that's been submitted. Now, I know a lot of you just jumped up and said, how do we submit music for this? And we put an announcement out, obviously, through our socials, but also BDME. It pays to read all the correspondence that comes from the conference, all right? But what we'll do, if you guys that would like to submit, send your music. I'm going to give Cal's email address now. Well, he's going to kill me. But it's just cal@toolroomacademy.com, all right? Send your tracks over. And over the next couple of weeks, Cal and myself will do our best to listen to your tracks. And where we can, we'll get back to you with some feedback, all right? But as I said at the start, from the tracks we're going to play today, you can all kind of learn this process. And it's an interesting thing because when we sit here and play these tracks and give you feedback, I'll often notice a lot of you guys out there sort of nodding and agreeing and thinking the same things. And it's something that is very hard to do to your own music. But if you can apply these processes or gain feedback, it can really, really help you move forward, all right? Now, I'm going to skip through these tracks a little bit rather than play like full 5-6 minute long tracks. We'll needle drop here and there just so we can try and get through as many as we can, all right? And we're here to support each other. It's a scary thing, sitting there thinking, oh my God, they're going to play my track and everyone's sat here who's going to listen to it. But these are the sort of things you actually need to put yourself through. You've got to share your music, you know, from just playing it to other people to get feedback. But when we're actually putting music out there, it is about sharing it. And it's a community and everyone is here to support you, all right? So let's do it, shall we? Shall we dive in? And the first one I've got here on my screen is from Dante Tom. This is called Key to Your Soul, all right? He's just sitting right there. So let's G him up. Let's get going, man. Let's do this. Fingers crossed I won't get a technical error. No, I can hear music. Here we go. Loud enough for you guys? Can we turn up the rockets a little bit for us? These ones here.
Feel right? hold a key, the key to your soul, the key to your heart, the key to your joy. That's house music. Does it feel right? Must understand, you hold a key, the key to your soul, the key to your heart, the key to your joy. That's house music. Does it feel right?
Give him a round of applause, guys. Love it.
Thank you.
It was just head nodding everywhere, wasn't it? Everyone, the groove was wicked on that. Really instant vibes. It's about getting attention straight away. I love the overall vibe of that, the style. There's a vibe. It stands for something, and everything is just pushing that vibe out to the listener. For me, straight away, it's just how you've presented the story with the arrangement. But there's things that you might be doing there as an artist of the vibe you want to go. But as an A&R, if I was looking to sign that, I don't think you're making use of your excellent parts as well as they could be. It's like the sax, the chords, and the vocal are just all together, and it's like if you just taken two away and just gone, that 8 or 16 bars is just that, it would have really grabbed me. Because even when we went into the break, your chords, your sax, everything just filters, and then when we come back, you're going, here's everything and the beat. It's like you could grab my attention so much more with a little bit more of an exciting arrangement, a bit more impactful. Like when the sax came in, we dropped, and the sax was like 50% filtered, and then slowly filtered up, and then the vocal coming over it, and it's like, make that drop just about the sax. Everyone would rock. After 8 bars, little drum fill, sax goes, just vocal. You know, you've got 3 parts that are brilliant and addictive. Simplify the arrangement. It would work on certain dance floors, but as an A&R sitting in just let's call it a cold environment, at a desk listening to music, to grab my attention, I think it'd be more impactful like that. That's for me. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think first of all, like one of the things we always preach at Toolroom Academy is sound selection, and every single sound in that just fit perfectly together, so it's clear that you spent time curating that. I think just echoing kind of what Pete said, it's the arrangement. I thought maybe in the break section there could have been a little bit of a high kind of like twinkle or like a Rhodes in there just to kind of keep the excitement going. But I think the sounds that you've got in there, you had a little sound that was like, whoa, that's just so hooky, man, so hooky. But yeah,
Cal always noticing, he was noticing all the little sounds and little bits of production. You really put up on it.
Yeah, but definitely that sax, when that starts to come in, you're like, you just want to hear that more and more and more and make that climax about that. So yeah, but I mean, spot on. Like honestly, what a great track.
Yeah, the drum sounds, all the groove, wicked.
It puts you in a place as well, and I think as soon as a song makes you imagine you're in a specific like location, you know you've got a winner there. So I mean, yeah, great track.
Awesome, man.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for feedback.
Wicked stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, man. I love it. Right, next up we've got Vegas 86 and Mark Us with San Groove. Worried? Okay, no, don't be too nervous, man. It's good. I love the fact that this is like both of these tracks. You've labelled the BPM. You've even put 4 Toolroom AD.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do a demo. I love that. All right, guys, come on, let's gym up. Let's get ready for this. It's good. No need to be nervous. We got you. This is going to be good. Right, let's roll. Nice one, guys.
Nice to meet.
Thank you very much.
Wicked vibes.
I'm glad
Thank
I'm
you very
finally
much.
getting round to one of your demos. But yeah, first off, killer groove, like, you know, as is all of the demos that you submit, you know, you've really nailed that sort of, I guess you could say, Toolroom tracks percussive sound in there. I think the one thing is that I think it just feels a little bit too safe. In terms of the vocal, it's cool, it's catchy, but it feels like it needs a bit of a resolve. You're like, where's the story going, you know, with this vocal? If you think of maybe Selecta by Cruzy, that's got a vocal hook that, you know, it's actually got a resolving phrase to it. The synth as well, you could maybe do something different in there, change the rhythm, pitch it up a little bit. It just feels like you've got the early stages of the track, we're just waiting for that, you know, next level for it, essentially.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's wicked. Like, it's heavy, it's club, it's banging straight away. All the percussion and the thickness in the drums and all the hats and the tops is wicked. You know, as Ben would say, sloshy. We were joking around with that. It's like, it's really good, really good. And I agree with Cal. I think there's another 20% to get out of that record to make it more anthemic, because it's just 2 short breaks. But I guess the style of it is just to do that and keep it going. But it felt like the synth. It could be. It does its thing. You do like 16 bars of the vocal, and then the synth has its thing. But that's it. So it's quite safe use of the synth. And you do a couple of other things where you stop and do the da-da-da-da. Like the synth, you can have a really long break and the synth going crazy on that to have a real hands in the air moment. Only because, I'm only saying that because it feels like that's the track that it wants to do. It's like it wants to go there, 20%.
And it needs that extra part that makes you think, you know, oh, that's what that song is, where, you know, you can go into the record store and sing it, you know, that's how the track is. I think something that you could do as well, obviously, you know, it's a percussive heavy song, but lean further into that to really give its identity. In the breaks, add in, you know, some sampled timbal fills and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, the start of the idea is definitely there.
Yeah, it's at a high level, man. These demos are really strong, guys, really strong. I think from a Toolroom point of view, that's what we'd look for. That next little bit just to push them even more. So it's some labels, it could work, but it feels like it deserves that tiny bit.
I think something that you have clearly got nailed down is your grooves and your bass, and I think the next thing for you to sort of really lock in to get up to, you know, a Toolroom standard or whatever is those hooks, those things that are going to make people remember your track, because that is just, you know, the start of an idea. But
it felt like that vocal was going that, and it was going to go and suddenly stop and do a phrase that was a little bit more relatable that you latched onto. That's what it felt like. But that's it. It's that last bit. It's that last bit will push that and make that really stand out, be really memorable. So top work.
yeah, keep them coming.
Thank you very much.
Keep them going, man. Top work. I love how we've got varying styles as well. You know, even those first 2 tracks, there's a different sort of feel there. So we have got Min. We were talking to you earlier, weren't we, on Instagram feedback. We've got a track here from you, So Suck. That's called? Am I reading that right? That's the only one we have. That's the only track we have. Okay? All right, man. Still. All right, let's do it. Let's do this. Actually, let's give him a round of applause as well. Let's get this going. of applause for Min. Woohoo! In the right city for that one, aren't we? That was heavy. Really, really cool. Just to ask about that track, actually, is that like a work in progress? You kind of happy with that? There's no right or wrong answer here at all. Not happy yet. Okay. Yeah, so some mixed stuff, but then you can't really judge a mix in this room. It's not. I don't think any of us would attempt to produce in a room this big. But the power, the instant vibe is awesome. But it's the storytelling. It's kind of, coming back to this arrangement thing, which I think is a classic thing for a lot of artists. I mean, that drop when we actually had that synth and everyone just went, woo, just went crazy. And I know it's a lot, I can see you looking at it. It's a longer track than a lot of the other tracks. It's a bit more minimal to get to there. But there's magic there on that drop, which is almost 4 minutes in. And then it only happens for 16 bars, and that was gone. That synth. And I was just like, wow, as an A&R, that would be the first thing I'd come back if I had that as a demo. I'd like, I want more of that. I liked that. Just give me more of that. And so it felt like there was almost 2 song ideas in one as well. I wasn't too sure on changing the groove and switching up that whole bass line pattern and the whole groove that later, because, we're creatures of habit, like house music. It's repetition. That can be an artistic thing, but I just think there's 2 different ideas there, whereas if it was me, I'd make way more of that synth on that drop. And even the teasing getting to it, we've got that nice mysterious sound, but if resample that synth sound, something mad going on that build to get to it.
Yeah, first of all, really cool idea. I feel like it should be like in a warehouse or something listening to that, so that's great as well. But yeah, I think the storytelling and a bit of tension and release is in there as well, because I think in a lot of the sections, before you drop off, it feels like that sort of like build section, and if like the main drop section hasn't built up enough to justify bringing that energy down again. And what you want to get the people moving on the dance floor before they stop moving again, because if they're not moving hard enough and then you're bringing it down, they're thinking, I'm going to go and get another drink, But I also think Pete said, it kind of changes halfway through. I think what you could do is sort of the second half of the song, that could be your main idea, and then you could just stretch that out, allow for more development, more automation of the synths, more reverb, more delays, just more storytelling in there. But I think the idea is there, it's just creating that more tension and release, so the listener actually has something to sort of like get up and get down to again.
Yeah, don't just rely that you had that pitch in riser, and then a bit of a snare roll coming up in that last build to that sound, but automation is the thing. We don't need to add loads more. Subtle hints of just reverb to sounds and EQing sounds out towards the drop. That's the key, because that's what makes us feel it. That's what makes us feel the house music is the change in sound. That's what gets the goosebumps. So just gentle reverbs, delays is your friend on that one with automation. But that, for me, that second break and that drop with that synth, build it around that.
Yeah, 100%. Because when that synth came in the second, third drop, you were thinking, oh, I've not heard that before. And I think instantly we thought, that is the main part of the song. Chuck it in the build, chuck it into an LFO, make it go absolutely crazy, build towards that, and then it'll drop into that melody of that section. But it's getting there. It's getting there.
Totally.
You said it's not done anyway.
It's tricky because some of what we're saying could be like artistic taste as well, so you've got like a certain vision for that record. But for me, it's almost like I'm always thinking, how can I help you just get more attention to that music and make it, because it feels like there's energy there and you want to have that moment on that drop. Don't wait till 4 minutes. Give it to them earlier as well. I wouldn't be bored of having that drop 3 times in that record. Totally, just it's how you move it. But wicked stuff. Heavy, man. Awesome. This is wicked. I feel like I need a beer or something now. We're getting into that zone, aren't we? Of just like, we're all going to go out after this? All right, Tom 1. Are you in the building? Where is he? He's right at the back. Awesome. Okay, so this one is called Peace of Mind. Let's give it up for Tom. Let's do this. Yes, Tom.
Smashed it.
Woo! What a lovely piece of music. That's really nice. Really dreamy, euphoric. Few people, I think, I did for a minute, just closed my eyes and was feeling that. Really, really lovely. Do you know what? You turned to me when this chords first came in, you went, oh, this is real Gorgon City vibes. It just felt like that as soon as it started going. It was lovely. And then the vocal come in was really nice. It's got she's got such a euphoric.
Bit of an ethereal vibe to her as well.
Yeah, real gentle
really
feel
nicely
to it, which is really nice. And I think, again, you're at a level where the music and everything, the idea is fantastic. It's really strong, really high level. And it's probably similar to Tom at the beginning. I think it's just the structure and the delivery of that record. A little bit of mix again, but it's so hard. I mean, we're sitting 3-4 meters away from our referencing monitors and all this space in here, but just a bit of clarity on a few sounds. I'm just going to pick on one thing. I was unsure about the aim and breaks, the drums that came in, because it was almost like, what's their purpose? Like, it came in sort of it was the middle 8 section that confused us a little bit, wasn't it? When we got to that section and suddenly we had a new little musical melody, the aim and breaks and the vocal all at once, and one of the new sounds, the key was just, the tuning on it was a bit different. It was out, but it was like, it changed from where we were before. And so there's a lot to digest at that change as a listener. I think sometimes when you've been going for a while, floating on like a certain journey, bass line, chords, a vocal, and then you introduce some new parts, you've got to be careful how many you introduce. And aim and breaks to come over the groove with the vocal, it's like, well, is this just about the aim and breaks? No, because it's about all those other sections as well. And then when we went in that break and the aim and breaks were with the vocal, we were both like...
So I didn't actually mind the aim break on the build sections. It just felt like that middle section, it felt like you were kind of chucking it in, for the sake of chucking it in. And that section was just kind of, like you said, it was rocking on by itself. It was absolutely fine. Could have maybe chucked in some like reverb delays of the vocal in there as well, just to give it a tiny bit more texture. But it didn't feel like it was quite needed in there. But I mean, I think it totally works in the build sections as well. But talking on the build sections, we were speaking about tension and release in the last track, and I think we could have a tiny bit more tension going into those drop sections just to make you, feel like, when that drop hits.
Hang on to the vocal more or something, like just grab it, because it feels like that. I don't know if you do reference arrangements of other artists, but because it's, like I say, do it all the time. If you've got something and you feel like it's got the vibe of something, I would literally be just pulling apart a load of Gorgon City tracks. Amazing. We just picked up on that straight away. Well, then, that Gorgon City arrangement can't be very good.
So it's obviously not very good. Gorgon City haven't done a good job here.
No, it's a good point, though, because sometimes it might
that's
not...
exactly it, yeah.
So the thing is, it might not work. Have you got the exact same parts as the Gorgon City record?
No,
do you know what I mean? You've probably not referenced...
structure, yeah.
Yeah, like, sometimes. So those...
So like that breakbeat bit in the middle, the instrumental section, which is... I think that's what you're saying, is that bit works, and then it adds to that groove. You take away the sort of bouncy bass line to a pure sine wave, so you're getting that lows. But then, going into that, the following breakdown, like you say, it's kind of like trailing in, like a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's like how you use it.
It's still there. It's still there.
Because it's quite later in the track, the aim and breaks come in. It's like, if that's a feature of the record, it comes in, but with other stuff. And I'm like, is that like the theme here, the gimmick here, the aim and breaks, or should I be focusing on the other sounds?
It's like, I guess it's like a B section though, isn't it? Because you have...
But it's a strong thing to do in drum rhythm. That's, I think, what I mean on it. I like it, but I just think about how you use it in a more simple way, or a more obvious poppy way in the record, than necessarily first time I heard it in a groove, I suppose. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
So is it like a case of seeding that idea earlier on in the track?
Yeah, and giving it its own space, so that it's not introduced on that change with, was it the vocal as well coming in at that time?
Well, it's an instrumental breakdown, or like break, essentially. So you've got the whole vocal thing, build up, drops into the main chorus with the split vocal, and then you go into the groovy kind of breaky sort of instrumental section, and then we've got the following breakdown.
And then you come back. I'd probably feature it earlier in the record and give it its own time and make it gel in a bit differently. I mean, it's real nitpicking, if I'm honest, because it's just such
Sure.
a high level, and it's like, oh, if we were in the studio with you, we'd probably say, try this, try that, because I think it's it's a beautiful record. It's really nice. Like the vocals are beautiful. Just to say, just because I'm an old school person as well, it really reminded me of Gat the Core Passion, that bass line, when it dropped on its own. If I'm just sounding old and everyone doesn't know that classic record, go check it out, because it's one of the best house records of all time. But that really reminded me of that as well, which is amazing, because that really stands for something. When it dropped and you had that bass groove, I was like, that's an identity, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nitpicking on arrangement, but it's like, I think it'd be try and test stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it's clear that, you're a super talented producer. You sent me your EP and everything is a little bit different, but, it's super clean as well. So nitpicking, this is the final, 5%. But yeah, you're super close at this point. You said that you've referenced, but I would just be taking in a few different references, just getting it as close to those as possible, just to get them across the line. But
so funny that you did reference Gorgon City.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, super track though, man. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very
Awesome
much.
stuff, man.
Thank
Just
you
keep
very
playing
much.
with it a little bit more. Such a nice, diverse style of music here as well. It's so good to see. Honestly, it's amazing music you guys are sharing. So, next up, Ozolid. Do I pronounce that right? Do I even pronounce that right when I do say it? Amazing. All right, let's big it up for Ozolid. This track is called Daddy. Let's do it.
I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child, daddy. I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child, daddy. I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child, daddy. I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child, daddy. I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child, daddy. I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child, daddy. 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 I'm the poacher child. I'm the poacher child.
for Ozolid, guys. Woo, woo. When a groove's good, the heads just go, don't they?
Yeah,
Everyone's
you can't not move to
properly
that.
moving away. Really cool, man. I really like the instant vibe of that. The vibe and the energy of that vocal is really cool. She's just super cool. I think it's really nice. I was struggling to work out exactly what she's saying, and I think that's like, that can take a hook from there to there, that difference.
This, but I just, I haven't finished it for the
Oh,
session.
okay,
So,
perfect.
yeah.
And is that what you were working on, and actually getting like
Yeah,
a...
it's a work in progress on the vocal, of course. So it's slightly different.
That's funny.
No, go on, you
I
can.
was just going to say that's funny that you say that because I think the track is so cool. And I said to Pete, I was like, if I'm being ultra critical to find something with this, I think you could have a slightly cooler vocal, but you're already on it. So, there we go.
Cal, literally when we were listening to it, and we were like, we're at a real nitpicking level here of the demos today. The quality is unreal. It's really, really cool, but it's like to get that extra 10%, you really want to push this. If that vocal, there's like certain boxes to tick. Do you know what, I say this all the time on our production certificate course that we teach to our students. We do a week on vocals, and I'm like, there's almost the ultimate checklist, like tick box, when you're thinking about vocals in your track. And it's number one, like the actual vocalist, like how they sound, have they got a vibe, are they the right energy for like your song? That song's cool, the groove, it's swaggery, we're all nodding, we're all face scrunching. She's effortlessly cool. She's not like trying to be, it's like overly soulful. It's on the same path vibe-wise. Tick, brilliant, tick box on that straight away. Is there like a catchy melody within a vocal as well? Da 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 da, tick. But then you've got to tick that box for me of lyric, like the actual lyric. I know some tracks aren't about that, but the ultimate one, if there's a phrase and the lyric, but it means something, and the listener can somehow relate to it. Like most massive tracks with vocals, if you say the lyrics, they're really cliche and quite cheesy. Generally, in a lot of house music, it's emotion, it's feelings, it's sayings. It's the singer that makes it cool, and then the rest of the record that makes it cool. Because when you say it and you just go, feel my needs, I'm feeling it, I'm losing it. It's just like, they're just real simple everyday cliches. Yeah, turn around, feel the bass. And it's like, that would sound rubbish in a track the way I'm saying it. It's the vocalist that gives the delivery. You tick that last box and get the lyric that somehow connects to everyday people, everyday scenarios, or the culture or something. That's that final box ticked. That goes back to the mentality of like, I say it in an old school way. So when I used to go record shopping, I'm constantly doing everything, like I'm telling I'm an old man, but you go into a record shop and you'd have to sing it. You'd have to go, that track I heard that did this. It was embarrassing for most of us that were tone deaf and can't sing. But you'd be going, and add that lyric, because that was the bit you remembered. And so I can remember the melody of that, but that would get it to the next level if the lyric is absolutely the thing. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, and this might be genre specific on that, because I hear it a lot in this style of tech house, there's literally no let up from the hats, from the drums. But then that synth sound is such a cool sound. You've nailed it on the sound. It's really nice. And all the way through the whole break and build up, we've just got cha-cha. And I'm like, they become the star of the show. And there's actually a vocal, a synth, and all this energy building, all this automation that you talk about, but the hats are still there. So I think don't be afraid to just take them out and let the break be a moment where people close their eyes and feel it and hands go up in the air. But it might be a stylistic thing on that style of tech house, because I hear it more and more, and I'm always saying the same thing. Like the first break, I reckon you took your hats away only maybe 1 bar, 4 beats, 8 beats before it dropped. You starved that away sooner. When it drops and they come back, it hits harder. The main break, get rid of them, because all that stuff in the background you've done is brilliant. All right?
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much.
Smash it, man.
Smashed it, man.
Hey.
And send it in when you have the new vocal as well. Send it in when you have the new vocal.
Yeah, resend it with a new vocal, man. We'd love to hear that.
Love it.
Awesome. All right, let's keep it going. Vibes is great. And I know I sort of just joked about it, but I wouldn't mind a
Beer
beer
time.
if there's a beer going. Time-wise. I'm getting told off for time. We can keep going. We can keep going, really. Is it a hard stop? Is it going to be like, the club owner coming over, forcing me to close down? We're not going to lose our license, are we? Right, let's keep it going. I've got Kadasin. I apologise if I just read stuff wrong. Kadasin, is that how you say it? Kadasin, there you go. It should be that, shouldn't it? Right, let's give him a round of applause. This track's called Mind Made Up on You. Let's do this. Can we big it up for Kadasin?
Yes.
Woo! Lovely vibes, mate. Really, really nice vibes on that. That was lovely. Bit of me.
Proper summer house, almost Toolroom vibes back in the day.
He looked at me, he knows I like a bit of piano house. He's like, this is a bit of you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, killer tune again. It's got all the elements it needs for that specific genre as well. So, great job on the sound selection, the storytelling as well. It's all there. Really good, tension and release, like a big going on about as well. The one thing that kind of stuck out for me and Pete was the vocal. It almost felt like the vocal, I think it changed placement on the bar a few times, and it was like you kind of didn't know when it was going to be coming in and when it wasn't. And, as a listener, you want to be, you want to not even have to think about it. You want it to, always fall in the same place, always kind of be like the same rhythm, but it just feels like there isn't really any sort of like set way that you're placing the vocal. And that was sort of the main thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that literally is. It's that phrasing, because you won't get the most out of it. Because I heard you built up to it in the break, mind made up, and we drop, and then we hear it on the third beat, I think, and then it changed again later. It feels like it's peppering. Just simplify it. Just dead simplify the use of that vocal, so it's in the same position. It feels like it works as the resolve towards the end of the bar, and then you push into the next one. That's key for that track. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think it's something like always in the early stages of being a producer, you're trying to do as many things and like. I'm a musician and I used to write, metal guitar solos and stuff like that, and I was trying to make my tracks as complicated as possible, but it's always just about simplifying it, make it as simple as possible. And talking about that, we think the strings as well, it seemed like a
Yeah.
little bit too much when that last drop section hit. You had the vocal, you had the piano, and then you had the strings all playing at once, along with the drums. And, you know, the piano and drums, that's taking up a massive amount of the frequency spectrum, as is the vocal. And when you've got the strings going on top of that as well, there's just a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So again, just a matter of simplification.
I agree. I think for what that is, trying to be an anthemic record, the strings they could come out and in more. Like on that drop, that last drop, I think the energy they do, it's different to the energy of that piano on that moment. So I think rather than drop with all of that, because really the last section, we dropped with everything, and it felt like it was just going to be everything for about 32 bars. Just do the classic, drop with just a groove, piano, vocal, strings come in after 16, another little art melody maybe later. Popify the arrangement a little bit. That's it. It's really cool.
Thank you so much.
Really cool. Amazing
Well done, mate.
stuff. Really, well done.
One more? Time for one more?
We can squeeze one more in, can't we,
know who are.
guys? People looking at me with tapping watches, but I'm thinking we can squeeze one more. Yes, come on. There's a vibe going. Let's do it. Right. Okay, so TSNR. Have we got TSNR? Yes. All right. Oh, my goodness me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can we have a round of applause for that, please? Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Right, TSNR. This track is Nothing Feels the Same. Let's give them a round of applause, man. Let's do this.
Searching for a feeling that kind of makes me feel
Can we get a huge round of applause for TSNR? Where's he gone? He's there. I love the fact that you're actually, are you working and helping us
Yeah, I'm
here
volunteering
today?
as well, yeah.
Amazing, amazing stuff, man. Honestly, another amazing
Beautiful piece of
track.
music.
That's like,
Thank you so much.
that's almost release ready in my eyes. It sounds very good. It's, you know, it sits in its lane perfectly. The vocal's really nice. The musicality's really nice. It's finer details for me again. A lot of it stems on the piano for me and the actual sound of the piano without trying to go too into it. Again, room acoustics and stuff. But the actual piano felt like it had some layers or some chorus on it or something. Or I think it could be simplified, the actual sound you're using. And just, yeah, tighter, more attack, just straight up. I'd go and listen to some other piano house, all the current stuff, you know, nothing too old of what's cutting through, and try and emulate what they're doing with the piano sound. It felt like it was like some chorus, reverb, delay, something going on there. And it's like, this is intricate stuff.
It's just, I just use the Korg M1.
Which I think a lot of people do. They go to
Yeah.
that and just go straight to it.
I just love the M1 though, so.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I think it just needs a little bit of tightening up, something in that piano for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that a lot of piano house producers, you know, at the early stages or whatever, have an issue with, is getting that piano, because, you know, it's one of those things when you've got a piano and a vocal and you're like, oh my God, which one is actually going to take the center stage? How do I get it to sound wide? How do I get it to sit in the mix right? But it did feel a little bit sort of like slammed in there. And I was saying it the last time, it takes up such a wide part of the frequency spectrum. So just a bit of cleaning up. If you have any, do you have any additional delay or reverb or anything
No,
that
I
might
think
be?
it's probably because maybe I layered the piano. Maybe I should take away one of the layers, just keep it the M1.
Yeah, if you're going to layer pianos, they've got to harmonize to be absolutely perfect. It might be that you just reduce that layering. That was one thing. I think as well, the actual sort of last break and drop, I think you could simplify that a bit. It was similar to what I said to Ozolid as well, actually. You had the drums come back in, the kick and the hat and stuff. And even when we first went in there, that record, I mean, that's 3.5 minutes, so it's kind of your Spotify edit. And I think you could really simplify it. You almost do it, we're looking at the waveform here as well. And that's just really full and constant. And for me, that's the moment where you can really grab the listener. Like, don't be afraid to just go to like just the bass chords. Right. Like, simplify it. A lot of that style of music, they simplify what the listener's hearing, which allows them to hear the emotion even. It connects with them much easier if there's not too much going on. Because you had some chords, you had the vocal, then the kick and the hats come back in, and then all of that's staying in. Then a snare roll to the drop, but we weren't getting like automation and things filling out. If we went into that break and it was just, like, imagine like just Reese bass chords.
Hands up moment.
Right, yeah.
And the vocal, that's a whole reset moment, a hands up moment. An extreme way of explaining it, like sometimes I've had it where, I suppose even trying to understand A&R as an A&R, I've like watched A&R meetings at the label, and when they're listening to music, sometimes that arrangement, and you notice they're sitting there nodding away listening, and if they just drift and they open their laptop and start looking at an email or pick up their phone, you can lose their attention from it. And then those moments, it's like re-grabbing their attention. Think of it like that. Imagine if that just went into a break and it was like Reese bass, just vocal, it'd be like, whoa. What's happening there? It's the same translation to the dance floor and to the listener. You've got to give them that moment of emotion to actually go, oh, that's given me some feels. Because when they finishing listening to the record, it's that emotion, those feels, that journey they've been on that's going to make them go, I love that, I'm going to heart that, I'm going to save that, I'm going to put that in a playlist. And it can come back into how you tell the story. I know it feels deep, but for me, that break is the moment. Just some Reese bass, just the vocal, and then all emphasis on the build. Doesn't need all the other stuff.
And then with you bringing it down even more, it makes that final climax just like even more epic. So yeah, definitely just bring it down a little bit more. And yeah, another thing on the mix, I thought the bass was a little bit too kind of toppy, almost like boingy. I think taking a bit more of the highs off that or mids off that, then you'll be, you know, bang on there as well. But yeah, I mean, banging track, beautiful piece of music.
Thank you so much, man.
Big time, man.
Cheers.
Round of applause. Amazing stuff. So I think that is all the time we've got, I'm afraid, for this, guys. And I know we had a few more submitted here, and some of you guys obviously came and found us earlier and said about this. Do email them over to us, and we promise we will give them our attention, and where we can, we'll get back to you with some feedback. I do just want to say, let's just a final round of applause for everyone that submitted music. You guys rock, honestly. As I said at the start, it takes a lot to share your music and to sit there playing it with everyone just sitting here listening to it like that. So mad respect for sharing it, because we know the time, the love, the dedication that goes into music. We really understand that. We are super, super passionate about this, all right? So I just want to say a huge thank you for all of you to joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed the day here with us. Toolroom Academy at BDME, thank you so much for having us. Voltage Circus as well. It's been an awesome day. The panels, I think, have been really insightful. I'm going away feeling super inspired as well. And just to say that we're here, we're going to be hanging around, having some drinks. Come chat to us. Come, make use of that. Come and network. Ask us questions. If you want to know anything about the courses, the programs, what we do, how we work with artists, just feel free to ask. Look, no pressure. We're here to talk. We're super passionate about this, all right? And just keep going. On the journeys you're all going on, keep going, because sometimes I know it can feel tough and it can feel like this industry, is a tough thing to navigate. And what we're talking about, all the things we've covered today, just remember all those artists that are up there and currently, making it their living and smashing it, they've all been here. They've all been not knowing where to start, not knowing what to do with their music, not knowing direction to go. Consistency, and just keep believing in the talent that you've got, all right? Because you're all amazing. All right, thank you so much, guys. We've loved this. Thank you so much.